Alright, shalom, 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 shalom. I want to start off by giving all the praises, glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem, Rachak, Wadash, double honors unto my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, which are the men that rule well, the men that taught us the truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations always be to the elect. Alright, and I just wanted to make this quick video. You know, I had seen this poster while I was out and about, walking around the city. Alright, and I thought it was kind of funny. One thing that we do, here at Great Millstone, we look at things, everything spiritually, man, and how we could, tie what's going on in the world to the scriptures and things like that. We're spiritual men. And this, at first it was real laughable, but then it just reminded me of, Esau's downfall and, Egyptian versus Egyptian, basically. And a few scriptures came to mind, so real quick I'm going to read it. This was an actual poster that I seen, in person. And it's funny because I actually Googled this coven, right? And they actually are recruiting members right now, which, by the way, these are actual, like, Satanists, quote-unquote Satanists. They call themselves pagans. These are actual wizards, and I don't think they're Satanists, so to speak, but they are wizards and warlocks and witches. They're a coven, they're a group of wizards and witches and warlocks. And it's crazy because these people live amongst us, you know what I'm saying? They're not very far, they don't live in the wilderness. Some of them have office jobs. Some of them wake up and go to work, and you're in traffic stuck with these people. These people are not very far, and I thought it was kind of crazy, I was like, damn, but basically, I'm going to read it real quick, man. It says, the dishonorable Christo-fascist warrior, quote-unquote, and U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, if that's how you say it, has forsaken our earthly American rights, the only thing that this really reminds me of is, Esau's downfall, man. Egyptian versus Egyptian, because these are his kinfolk. The people in this coven are Edomites, bro. Jake's doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? At least there probably is, but still, not the majority of these people that are Edomites. And even the dang witches and warlocks are upset as well. Everybody's upset right now. That's how this place is on its way out, man. Everybody's upset. You got the witches coming out the woodwork talking about they're going to curse the Pentagon on the 29th of this month. It's hilarious, but at the same time, it's a visual representation of the downfall of Esau. It's another good visual representation of it. Because these are his kinfolk. Esau, the politicians are Satan worshippers. They're not Christians, because this is Christo-fascist. He's not a Christian. All these people that are in office are sodomites and devil worshippers, and they drink blood. They're Satanists, right? It says, has forsaken our earthly American rights to freedom of religion, right? Because their religion is no longer going to be recognized as an actual religion, I believe. It says, therefore, both our magical and patriotic duty to ensure such actions are met with a rightful consequence. So it says, the Coven of Greater South Arlington will lay curse to the Pentagon on June 29th in retaliation. Join us. And, they're basically going to curse the Pentagon. I think it's hilarious because, Esau got the dang wizards and warlocks, and even got them rising up. That's how this place is through, man. You will never hear about them. You know what I'm saying? They come to mess with us. Now they like, nah, we going after the Pentagon. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was funny, man, because in reality they ain't doing nothing. You're just wasting time. Those are just extras in this movie, man. They're just a bunch of nobodies. But it just goes to show, how far Esau, especially here in America, has fallen. He got his own kinfolk coming after his ass. You know what I'm saying? All it reminded me of was Egyptian versus Egyptian. But I'm going to start off in the book of Mark. Because whether that is... Because it's not fake. They have an actual website. I looked it up. I don't want to bring out too much information on it. But basically they are recruiting. They're recruiting people to join them to do that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this is Mark 3:24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand, right? Because those are citizens of this kingdom, and what are they doing? They're trying to curse the Pentagon. They're trying to curse their politicians. That means that's not a good thing, man. If your citizens are trying to do some level of harm, towards you, they're gonna throw up hexes and shit. That means that they're not looking for your greater good, aka they're down to rebel, man. And this is actually good, because if these people have the testicular fortitude, so to speak, to get up and start cursing their politicians, that means soon people are going to just start picking up arms against their politicians, which is really what Esau wants. He wants you to do that so that he has an excuse to enact his martial law and things like that. All right? So, it says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Right, which this kingdom is super divided, man. This kingdom is all division. Nobody rocking with nobody. The only people getting along right now is us and the truth. Everybody else don't know how to get along, man. You know, you got little war clans here and there getting hemmed up, getting shot and killed by Esau, them shooting and killing agents, and some of them getting locked up, you know. You got criminals banding together, getting caught up as well, getting killed. Everybody's divided, you know, and nobody can unify. The only people that are unified are us, in unified in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man, and unified by our belief in the Lord. That's the only people that really have peace and are actually functioning properly. Us in the know, us in the truth, right? It says, and if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand, right? So this house, this America, all right, is fallen. You know, the people that are in office are forsaking they've been forsook the Constitution. They never really believed in it, right? They believe in what they want to do. You know, you got quote-unquote loyalists, bootlicking loyalists that don't tread on me, bootlicking loyalists that are, you know, all about whatever DJT says. Do you know what I'm saying? Those people are going to go against the citizens, because they're going to say, oh, you citizens, we're not supposed to go against the government. You know, everything is just confusing and divided. Hey, and then ultimately Esau versus Esau, man. This is Isaiah 19:1. All right, because this place is so divided against itself right now, man. It's hilarious, man. To us, it's hilarious. To them, it's a nightmare, because you got some people that are anti the technocracy, and then some people that are with it. Some people are actually with the idea of what's it called? Or with the idea of a police, not police state, but a super surveilled society. They're with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't really know what it is. They think it's them being safe. You know, there's people that are for the technocracy, people that are against it. There's people that's for Donald Trump, people against him. You know what I'm saying? So this place is just a big mess, and it's through. It's just through. This is Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Right? Because when the Lord's going to come and pretty much just show forth that all these gods that worship here are no God, that he was the true power. You know? That he took down Esau here in America. And in the whole world, not just in America. You know? It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And that's exactly what you see. That flyer was a very comedic visual representation of Egyptian versus Egyptian, man. You know? Shit, you got the cosplaying dudes coming out the woodwork. I think it's very funny, personally. I think it was pretty funny. You know? But what? You got everybody, different factions in America. That's the thing. America has a lot of factions that are going to be going up against each other very soon, man. All right? Like I said, you got the anti-government people. You got the bug-out bag people, the gray men. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I think they're hilarious. You know, you got dudes out here that are actual ex-military that's going to be out, you know, killing each other, killing feds, and feds trying to kill them. You got the guys that failed the exams and couldn't go into the military but still wanted to be like them. The Gravy Seals, I like to call them, and people like to call them. You know what I'm saying? You know, those guys, those Edomites that they always are out of shape, but they're always doing gun reviews and always training, quote unquote training. You know, which to them training is just going to a range. You know, because they're all the way out of shape. They really can't fight in battle or urban warfare, no type of warfare. You know, those are the people that's going to be going around slaughtering each other, shooting each other. You know what I'm saying? You got the toothless Edomites with the crossbows and shit. Egyptian versus Egyptian, man. It's going to be a sight to see, man. It's hilarious. It says, I will set the Egyptians, Isaiah 19:2, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. City against city and kingdom against kingdom, right? Everybody's going to go against each other, man. It already is complete division, but even more so during that time where, there's no food in the grocery store. Or, these draconian measures get pushed, get these draconian laws. I mean, look, I didn't even do a video on it yet, but basically during the Biden administration, the law was passed to where basically you can get, watched in your vehicle, and if the AI system deems that you're unfit to drive, the vehicle is going to pull your car is going to pull itself over and tell you you're not fit to drive and not let you drive the vehicle. And for those of you that think you're going to escape it because you didn't buy a vehicle made in 2026, they're going to make you install a device that does the exact same thing in your vehicle by law. By law. This is the scriptures say, frameth mischief by law. Look, this devil is not going to allow anybody to have freedom. There was a meme that I saw, for those that know the cartoon, the regular show, where their lives were being recorded and there was cameras everywhere, and even in the toilet. And someone titled it, because it was a meme, it said, soon our life under Planeteer, or I forgot how to say it, Planeteer, I forgot how to say it, Salakia, but the company that pretty much brings forth, let me actually look it up. Yeah, surveillance. Yeah, Palantir, I said Planeteer, Salakia. Palantir Technologies provides AI-driven surveillance, data integration, and analytical software platforms used heavily by defense intelligence and immigration agencies. Their core technologies function as weapons systems by aggregating massive amounts of data and using artificial intelligence to track individuals, maps, networks, and automate surveillance. But you see how they come with the whole, it's used by the defense, intelligence, and immigrations agencies, right? To catch bad guys. But soon it's going to be just used to spy on you people. Soon it's going to be used on you people. Just for the social credit score system. Soon it's going to be, this guy was speeding on his way to work, so let's give him some restrictions. All right, he did it again. You know what? Just take away his ability to drive. He keeps going 20 over the limit, Because right now you can do what? You can escape the police. You got certain apps that allow you to know where there's, speed cameras and shit like that. Well, soon, the camera's going to be in your vehicle. And the second that computer sends off a notification to whoever your agent is assigned to you, is going to what? It's going to shut off your car from a million miles away. Probably from Israel. Maybe from the land of Israel. They're going to shut your shit off from Israel. Since they own America, right? So, hey, shoot, there's people who are not going to take that. There's people who are going to say, F that. They're going to blow cars up, I guarantee you, soon it already happened in Florida. There was a guy who destroyed about, I think $15,000 worth of flock cameras and surveillance equipment. He got caught. He's going to the feds. That's a federal crime. And now there's a new term for it, anti-technology extremists, anti-tech extremists. Esau's a damn devil, man. But there's people who are not going to take that shit. That's when the Egyptian scripture comes into play. That's what makes me think about, how the Lord has made these people fight against each other. All right. Hey, we're heading into some rough times, man. There's people right now trying to sabotage data centers, destroying surveillance equipment. Shoot, people aren't going to take it. All right. It says, I'll read it again, Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards, right? Well, this is exactly what Esau is doing right now, man. The elites seeking the demons to help them, There ain't going to be no help. What are these demons going to get, how? Satan works for the Lord. You played yourself by listening to Satan. These devils, man, they're going to try to hex us, which that's not going to work. You can't curse Israel, Numbers 23 and 23. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, look, this is the downfall of Esau Edom, man. It's a beautiful thing to see. See, the more prophecies that come out, you should just think, for Esau is the end of the world, as Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. That's all that comes to mind when you see these different things going on in the world. Esau brings out more technology. Hey, yo, it's his end. It's his end. The higher he gets to his, or the more wickedness that he does, the closer he is to his downfall. That's what he doesn't realize. You know, the clock is ticking. It waits for no man, right? And what's Esau Edom doing right now, man? Bringing out all these technologies. You know, he's trying to, start his NWO. Well, he's not trying to start it. He's already doing it. You know, everything that he wants to do right now is a part of his new system. And what he doesn't realize is him really trying to ignite it and enact it and pass certain laws is doing nothing but making that noose around his neck even tighter. Because the closer you get to putting your hands on the elect is when the Heavenly Father is going to send his only begotten Son to destroy Esau. This is Isaiah 47:12, and I'm going to read down to 15. I know it's quite a bit, but hey, it's a downfall of Esau, man. We in celebration mode. Alright? It says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitudes of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Which you're not going to prevail. That's the thing. So the Lord is saying, stand there with your enchantments, your sorceries, the things that you've been doing, right? Because what? It says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. See, no matter what Esau Edom does, no, it doesn't matter, how much magic you know or how many demons you converse with. There's nothing you can do to overcome prophecy. There's nothing you can do to overcome the Lord. Esau, you failed. You've already failed. The scriptures say they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. It already happened in the spirit. We're just waiting for it to happen, for it to manifest here on earth in the physical. See, the story was already written. Okay? There's nothing you can do. So much so, the scriptures say, when Yahushua comes back, that those men, it said what? That they're going to try to fight the Lord, right? It said that they were scared, yet durst fight. You're going to still lose. Because what you're going to fear the Lord in that time. Right? It says, behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them, right, with the thermonuclear missiles, man. It's going to destroy America and destroy various other parts of the earth. It says, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm it, nor fire to sit before it. Right. Hey, man. Every single day there's something new that you can tie to Esau's downfall. I mean, shit, this man got the pagans, the wizards and warlocks coming out on his ass. You know what I'm saying? That is hilarious, man. It's another sign of his downfall, right? It says, here's verse 15, thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander everyone to his quarter. None shall save thee. Right, no one's going to save you. No country that you did business with is here for your benefit. No one's going to help you. No one's going to save you. No one that was on your side at one point. Actually, the people that were on your side at one point are going to be the same people shooting missiles at your ass. And it's a beautiful thing, man. None shall save thee. That's Esau's story. Everybody likes to say things like, oh, why do white people hate black people? Well, because our biblical nationalities, we're the Israelites, they're the Edomites, and since the very beginning, since Genesis, they hated us. But guess what? Our story that's written is salvation. Their story that's written is damnation. Hey, this is a downfall of Esau, man. It's a beautiful thing to see. Hey, more and more, man, things are going to start happening. More people are going to start rebelling. More people are going to, shit, man, these dudes are getting spiritual on his ass. Not really, but, they're getting mystical on him. You know what I'm saying? It's a great sight to see, man. This place is just ready. This place is ready to go down, man. But hey, that's all I wanted to bring out real quick through spirit, man. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, double honors to my elders and apostles, great millstone, which are the men that rule and taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations as always be to the elect, man. Shalom.